All right, team, welcome to our essential training on reactive dog handling. This is really all about giving you the tools to feel confident, clear, and totally in control when you're out there with dogs who have some big feelings on leash. You know, our whole standard here is about calm, capable care, and our number one priority is and always will be the safety of the dog, you, and the public.
Okay, so let's dive right in. We're going to break this down into 5 key areas today. First, we'll get on the same page about what reactivity actually is. Then, we'll talk about the proactive mindset that stops problems before they even start. After that, we'll look at your physical toolkit, your gear and maneuvers. We'll also cover the exact safety protocol for when reactions do happen, and we'll wrap it all up with how we handle professional communication and documentation. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Understanding Canine Reactivity. And this is a big one. It's all about shifting our whole mindset from seeing a bad dog to really understanding what they're trying to tell us.
So, what even is reactivity in plain English? Well, it's just a really big, over-the-top emotional response to something that the dog finds stressful or scary. You'll see it as barking, lunging, maybe even freezing up. But here's the key takeaway, right? It's communication. That dog isn't making a choice to be difficult. They're shouting, "Hey, I'm scared. I need more space." Our job is to hear that message and act like the professionals we are.
You know, every single reaction follows this really predictable pattern. First, there's a trigger. That causes the dog's stress level to shoot up. If that stress keeps climbing, boom, you get the reaction. And after all that, the dog needs time to come back down. So here's the game changer. Our job isn't to wrestle with the reaction itself. It's to jump in and interrupt this cycle way before it gets to that point. And what's our best tool for that? Simple: space. So how do we get ahead of that cycle? We become expert trigger spotters. Now, obviously, these are going to be a little different for every dog, but they almost always fall into these 4 buckets. You've got other animals, especially another dog coming straight at you. You've got people doing unpredictable things. Then there's all that fast movement and loud noise, bikes, skateboards, you name it. And finally, the environment itself can be the trigger, like getting stuck on a narrow sidewalk. Seeing these things early is the whole game. And this right here, this is your early warning system. I cannot stress this enough. We do not wait for the barking. We act on these early signs. The second a dog stops sniffing, their body gets all stiff, and they lock their eyes on something, that is your signal. That's when you create distance, now. If you wait for the whining or growling, or even worse, the full-blown lunging, your job gets 10 times harder. See those early signals and act. All right, which leads us perfectly into Section 2, the proactive handler mindset. And honestly, this is the absolute core of our philosophy. We are not just holding a leash, we are actively managing the entire environment. Okay, if you remember one thing from this whole section, let it be this. Walking a reactive dog is a high-focus job. It's not a time to multitask. Your undivided attention is the safety system. It's what keeps the dog, you, and everyone around you safe. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, first off, your phone is away. Not in your hand, not in your pocket with you glancing at it. I get it, you need it for the app. So you find a safe spot, well away from any potential issues, stop, do what you need to do, and then that phone goes right back away, immediately. And number 2, this is a huge one, and it's totally non-negotiable. No headphones, not even one earbud. You have to hear what's going on around you. A bicycle quietly coming up behind you, a garage door starting to open. Seriously, your ears are just as important as your eyes out there. This slide just lays it out so perfectly, right? The difference between being proactive and reactive. On the left, the professional choice. You see a trigger way down the street and you immediately create space. You make a U-turn, you cross the road. On the right is the reactive fix. You see it, kind of hope for the best, keep walking, and then just hold on and brace for whatever happens. We are always on the left side of this slide. Always. So how do you actually do that? How do you stay proactive? It comes down to this, a constant scan pattern. Think of it like this. Your head is on a swivel. Every few seconds, you're looking way up ahead, you're checking driveways and gates to your sides, you're glancing over your shoulder, and you're checking across the street. You're always looking for your exit strategy, your plan A, and your plan B. Your goal is to see that trigger long before the dog does. Okay, let's move into Section 3 and get practical. This is your in-field toolkit. We're talking about the actual gear, the handling techniques, and all the physical skills you'll use to create that space and keep things safe. Listen, before you even think about opening that front door, this gear check has to happen. Every time. Is that harness fitted right? You know, the two-finger rule, snug but not tight. Check the leash clip. Does it feel solid? Is the leash frayed? Is the backup connection secure? If anything, and I mean anything, looks off or feels unsafe, you don't go. You stop and you call a manager, period.
Okay, let's talk about a huge safety rule. You never, and I mean ever, wrap the leash around your hand. Because if that dog lunges and they can do it in a split second, you're looking at broken fingers, a sprained wrist, or worse. It's just not worth the risk. If you need to shorten the leash, you fold it in loops in your hand. You do not wrap it.
All right, so here are your bread and butter moves, your 4 go-to maneuvers for creating that all-important distance. You've got the simple, calm U-turn to just head the other way, the driveway duck where you just step into an empty driveway to let something pass, using a parked car as a nice visual block is a great one, and of course crossing the street nice and early. These are your best friends on a walk.
Okay, but let's be real. Sometimes, even with all the scanning and proactive moves, a reaction is going to happen. So what do you do then? And that's what Section 4 is all about. This isn't about panicking, it's about having a clear plan and just executing it. And the very first part of that plan is this mindset right here. The moment a reaction kicks off, you have one job, and one job only: safety. Getting the dog secure, getting yourself secure, and getting out of there. Everything else is secondary. So here's the protocol, step by step. First things first, get a solid two-handed grip on that leash. Second, quickly check your surroundings, make sure you're not about to back into the street. Third, start moving away. Moving in an arc is usually way more effective than just pulling straight back. And through all of this, use a calm, low voice. Let's go, we're okay. Believe me, your calm energy makes a huge difference. Once you're clear, just give the dog a minute to shake it off and recover. Okay, just as important as what to do is what not to do. Yelling at the dog, yanking on the leash, that's like pouring gasoline on a fire. It's only going to make things worse. And just planting your feet and trying to hold on for dear life is a bad plan. Movement away is always safer. These things on this list, they just increase the risk for everyone. We avoid them, no exceptions. All right, we're rounding the corner here with our final section, professionalism and clear communication. Because what we do after the walk, how we document it, how we communicate is just as crucial as what we do during the walk. After every single one of these walks, your report needs to be super factual and specific. No fluff. What exactly were the triggers? 2 off-leash dogs, 1 skateboard. At about what distance did the dog start to get stressed? A block? Half a block? What did you do about it? And if there was a reaction, describe what it looked like. This data is so valuable for us to track patterns and make things safer over time. Now, there are some situations where you need to let management know right away, same day. So that's any kind of equipment failure. Even if nothing bad happened, we need to know that a clip is failing. Any bite, or even an attempted bite, to a person or another animal. Any injury at all. Or if you see a brand new, really intense behavior that just feels way off. The rule of thumb is simple. When in doubt, call it in. And we're going to end on this note because it is, without a doubt, our most important rule. It's the bottom line. Look, you're going to be in situations where a stranger wants to let their dog say hi, or you feel like you're being rude by suddenly crossing the street. But your job isn't to be polite. Your job is to advocate for that dog and to keep everyone safe. That's it. It's safety over politeness. Every single time.